Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video review from Air Rifles UK. This is going to be a review of the Arms TX200HC variant. This rifle belongs to me, so prepare for a biased view. This rifle, in my opinion, is one of the best rifles in the world, so I can't say enough good things about it, but I'll try not to digress too much and give you the facts. To the keen eye, you'll be able to spot that this rifle isn't completely standard. I've opted to fit a Rowen engineering adjustable butt plate. What that butt plate does is it utilises the existing butt pad from the TX200, and it just gives the rifle a bit more dimension for fitting the stock to the shooter's shoulder. And I've also opted to fit a Rowen engineering adjustable trigger. It has a wide blade and it's anodised in black, and it can be situated further forward, or further back along the trigger guard, and it can also be fixed in a twisted position as well to allow for further ergonomics in fit and feel of the rifle. And I've also opted to fit a swift stubby moderator just to quieten the muzzle report down a little bit further. And the nice guys in pull the trigger also fitted my sling option. So, as I say, it's not completely standard. The internals are not standard either. I opted to fit a TBT drop-in tune kit. I'm going to be doing a review of that later on today, so that video will follow this one. And I've also fitted some bum slide to the TX trigger sears just to allow for crisper action in pulling the trigger and whatnot. Now, the rifle stats. Stats and facts, I beg your pardon. The TX200HC has won a World Field Target Championship, which is good to know. They come in 177 cal or 22 cal. This example is in 177. The TX HC is a full-powered air rifle, which is to say without holdership of an FAC. They generally put out around 11 foot-pounds, or if you prefer, 14.9 joules. The barrel length is 333mm or 13 inches. And the overall length is 1050mm or 41 inches, and its weight is a whopping 4.2 kilograms or 9.2 pounds. It is a beast of a rifle. I mean, it's that heavy that it's locked into the arms at the minute just off of its weight. You know, that's how heavy the rifle is. Each shot is sent on its way by the HC CD trigger unit, which was developed by Ken Turner, and the CD stands for computer designed. The stock can only be purchased for left or right hand use. There is no ambidextrous option, and it has a 1/2 inch UNF thread fitted on the barrel, so you have the option of fitting any mod with a 1/2 inch UNF male thread. There is a mod available for the TX made by Air Arms, and it's called the TX585. I wouldn't advise getting it because it's quite an old design and there is much better out there on the market now. But if you really wanted it, you know, it is out there for you to go and buy, and I think they retail for about 40 quid. I may be wrong there. The rifle is scope dedicated only, as there's no iron sights fitted, so all you've got is the rail and that's it, so you have to use a scope. It has a breech that allows direct feed into the barrel, so it's in there. I'll just turn this around for a minute. The gun's not loaded, so don't worry about what I've just done there. Look. Basically, when you retract the underlever, you'll bring back the compression chamber, and it will reveal the breech there. And obviously, you can directly feed the pellet straight into the barrel, which is fixed because it's underlever, so that improves accuracy, or so people seem to say. The stock options are available in beech or walnut. This example is in beech, and it is lovely. Feels absolutely gorgeous. I have knocked it. I have made a little scratch underneath, but I'm not going to show you all because you'll probably cry like I did. The stock is made by Minelli of Italy, and it's a beautiful bit of kit, as I keep saying. And the barrel is made by Lothar Wolfia of Germany, so we all know where they come from. And its features is a short action for improved handling, as adjustable 2-stage trigger, a built-in moderator, which is country dependent unfortunately, optional external moderator, so obviously I can fit any moderator with a 1/2 inch UNF male thread, as I've said. Deep cut laser checker in fish scale format for superb grip. Now this fish scaling really does allow for extra grip. I have to be honest, I prefer the design of the Mark II stock. This is a Mark III, so this is how the stocks come now on the Mark III. I actually preferred the way it looked on the Mark IIs, but I do appreciate that that's more work there and it's a lot more beautiful. It's just, again, personal preference. There's an automatic safety on the trigger unit, so when you cock the gun, safety comes on, you then have to release it in order to fire. That process happens every time, which is nice to know. And then you also have the secondary safety precaution in the way of the bear trap. So when you cock this back, these little notches will pass through this section of the gun here, and obviously it locks there, so that in order for you to return the underlever and to return the compression chamber and lock everything back up, you have to hit this button in order to bring the lever forward, and that's known as the bear trap or anti-bear trap, and it works really well, thankfully. Now to finish, the pros, the rifle feels like a tuned rifle straight out of the box, and it really does. If I remember rightly, I had 0 diesel in as well. No smoke was coming out, so all these people that say that Air Arms gunk their guns up with lube, I didn't experience that. I can't speak for everybody's purchases, but for me, this gun inside was lovely, and there was no swarf or anything like that, and just the right amount of lube, which I have proceeded to remove and add my own. I've got some Bisley gun paste, and I've then proceeded to add TBT's bum slide to it as well in various places and applicable places, and it's made all the difference. But again, it's a lovely rifle out the box. Yeah, so it comes with a great pedigree. As we all know, the design has been pinched from the 77 of Iraq, but Air Arms have put their own touch on it, and it is a good standalone gun in my opinion, but it does come from a very good pedigree. And the rifle itself is very well balanced. Like if I show you, there's again locked into it. Right, that's the gun sitting in about where I'd call halfway, and my thumb's not pressing on the stock, and neither is my little finger on the other side, so it's basically just floating. And as you can see, the balance on it is lovely. It really does do the rifle justice, and the shooter. It's very easy to disassemble and work on. I mean, I've learnt so much from this Springer. I didn't have the confidence to take rifles apart before I got this gun, and considering it's a £400 rifle, you wouldn't think many people would start out, learning Springer principles on such a gun, but it's so easy to disassemble and work on. You'd be crazy not to. The shot cycle is very smooth, and the recoil is fairly mild. It is there, it pokes you, but it's not that bad. And if you live in the UK, it comes with the plenum insert, so you don't actually have to fit a moderator, because the shrouded barrel is moderated anyway due to the plenum insert and the baffles that are situated further down it. And say it has the anti-bear trap safety mechanism, which is a good pro, and it also has an auto safety built into the trigger unit, and manoeuvrability is great. I mean, with the moderator fitted, it's a bit longer, but without it, it's so wielding, it's just perfect. And obviously, as I said, you had the added option for further muzzle suppression, which is a nice touch, I think. Especially in this day and age when there's so many antis about with rifles and all the rest of it, it's lovely to know that you can suppress the muzzle report a bit more, because it just makes the rifle more sociable in certain areas that you choose to use it. And obviously, lastly, the direct feed into the breech allows for pellet inspection every time, which I think is a good touch as well. And all brake barrels and underlevers allow you to do that. And to be fair, you have the option to check any pellet you put into a magazine as well, but it's just it's a point worth noting. And the cons, unfortunately, there is a couple. The cons is it's ruddy heavy. The gun is very heavy, 4.2 kilograms in fact, and that's without a scope and without any sling. I mean, I've got a leather sling, and I've added further metal to the gun and the one-piece scope mount. And sorry, I didn't mention that either before. That's a Hawke medium height one-piece scope mount, and that adds a bit more weight as well. And obviously, you want a decent bit of glass on a rifle like this, which is going to add weight to it as well. So by the end, it's a very heavy rifle, I won't lie, and I'm quite a strong lad, and I can actually shoulder this rifle with one arm. If I just show you, I mean, that's shouldered with one arm, and I can stand like that for quite a while. I can, stand up, sit down. It's heavy, but you can hold it. don't be a mincer and you'll be alright basically, before I waffle on too much. It makes a fair bit of noise when cocking the rifle. If I just show you what I mean. Basically the notches on the compression chamber run down past that mechanism, and when they do so they make quite a bit of noise there. So, you know, that noise is there every time you use it. Obviously with it being an underlever, you're advised to keep your hand or your arm gripped onto the underlever itself to prevent anything from flinging forward. Now, like I said, you have to push that in and then you can return the underlever back. And the rifle's now ready to shoot, providing you take the safety off. So, safety removed. And it's just a joy to fire. As you can see, it's not very loud with the moderator fitted, and the vibration and recoil wasn't unbearable then. As I say, I have fitted a TBT drop-in tune kit, which has reduced the internal friction a lot more, which has increased efficiency and all the rest of it. But yeah, that's my review of the Air Arms, guys. What I'm going to do now is situate the camera downrange at 30 yards and take you know, several shots just to make a bit of a group going, see how what you guys, so I can show you guys, sorry, what the rifle's capable of. So yeah, I'll go and do that now. I'll just situate you down range. What I'll probably do is aim for, if you see the squirrel in the top right hand corner on the post, I'll probably put you about there, which is 30 yards away. So if you just bear with me. Okay then guys, so here we are. This is 30 yards downrange. You can just about see the 30 on the post. Obviously that's a permanent fixture to the post, so you know I'm not lying. Just going to run back up to the rifle, and what I'll be doing is I'll be taking several shots at this centre dot just to try and give you guys an idea of how well that the rifle groups. So just bear with me. I'm just going to get back to the rifle. Right then guys, so as you can see, the rifle is definitely capable of performing good groups, providing that the shooter is up to the task. I don't believe I was today. I've been doing reviews to other guns, pistols, and a lot of running backwards and forwards for the sake of the video, and that was the tightest group I could manage. Both of them we've done live, and that there is the centre of a Firebird target, which is, I'd say, is about slightly bit bigger than the kill zone on a rabbit's head. So if I put that there, that's buried. If I put that there, that's buried that also. So just to give you a good idea, I mean, that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 6 shots. That hole has got 2 pellets in, and then ones are obviously a pellet each. Like, so yeah, if you put your practice in with this gun, it will group like any PCP can, and yeah, that just gives you guys an idea of what the TX is capable of. So thank you very much for watching my review, guys. I do appreciate the support. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for future reviews. I've recently been sponsored by an RFD, so I should be able to bring a lot more reviews to your viewers from now on. The RFD in question is called Pull the Trigger. Their website is www.pullthetrigger.co.uk, and they're a shop situated down in Devon, in Plymouth, and the guys in there, namely Sean and Damien, they really will look after you. Wonderful pair of gentlemen, and yeah, they'll look after you. So I advise that you go and see them, guys, if you live local. Excuse me. And if you don't, they'll ship stuff to you, to your local RFD for a small and honest fee. So again, thanks for watching, guys. This has been my review of the Arms TX200.